Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a living overseas Q&A. I asked a few questions on Instagram. I know some people that follow me on Instagram don't follow me on YouTube, so some of these questions might already be answered on my YouTube, but I'm just gonna go ahead and address all of them so that you know what it's like to live overseas and how I feel about it, my experience, and all that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, here is my handle. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I tend to do these over there just because it's easy to like have it all in one space to ask questions, because if I do that on YouTube videos, it can be everywhere. So let's go ahead and get started. So someone asked, how long are you there for? We will be here for about 3 years. It depends on a lot of things. So with the military, usually you're overseas about 2 to 4, maybe 5 years, depending on your situation, but it usually is in around that range. A lot of people will be here for 3 years or 2 years, around that area. As far as we know, it'll be around 3 years, but anything can happen. The next question is, do you feel obligated to learn the language, or is it English friendly? I struggle with this because I feel obligated to learn the language because I just want to be as respectful as possible. So I have been learning German, but it is so English friendly. And now with technology these days, it's kind of hard not to have everything at your fingertips to figure things out. So yes, it is English friendly, but I also do feel obligated to learn the language just out of respect. My sister asked, when can your sister come visit? I have heard that apparently this summer they might start opening borders for Americans, but we'll see. So keep updated on news outlets and maybe you'll find out. Have shipping times improved at all? It used to take about 3 to 4 weeks on Amazon. So yes, it's not 3 to 4 weeks on Amazon. It's usually closer to 2 weeks. Obviously some things can take longer than others, and a lot of things I've noticed have said that they're like running late. They kind of get lost in tracking from like the US to over here. So we'll get tracking throughout the US and it'll kind of stop until it gets here, obviously. But more than likely we find out that it's in like Chicago or something, and then it's here just like out of the blue. So, you know, we just kind of wait and see, but it definitely has improved from 3 to 4 weeks. How do you cope without being with family? We talk to our family a lot, and we both, this might sound weird, but I feel a lot more at home with Jake. So like I feel at home with him and he's my home, so like wherever he is I kind of feel okay, you know. But yes, of course we miss our family and stuff, but we just try to talk to them as much as possible. We have Marco Polo. It's the best app if you are long distance with someone, because you can, it's basically like Snapchat where you record videos of yourself, but it stays all in the app and you can watch it later. So it's nice for our time change that I can send videos to our family here at like 8 o'clock in the morning and they get it later on in the day and can respond and things like that. So I would recommend Marco Polo, or we just FaceTime them a lot. We have a Facebook portal. We have a lot of forms of communication, so we talk to them a lot, as much as we can. How did you secure a place to live? Did you find a place before you moved? So I guess I didn't explain this, but we came here with the US military, so they have housing on post, and where we live, almost everybody lives on post, so we were pretty much guaranteed housing before we left. But whenever we were coming here because of COVID, usually you would stay in a hotel and then find a house sometimes, and then we ended up having a place set for us to quarantine in once we got here, so everything was set up for us. What food do you miss the most? I miss Mexican food because you can't get that here. There's no substitution. Like, you can get Chinese food that's pretty good here. You can get, obviously German food's amazing here. I love the food in Germany, so I don't really have that issue of like not wanting to go out to eat or anything, or only eating at certain restaurants and stuff. I have noticed that Italian food isn't the greatest, at least where we live. So yeah, I kind of miss good Italian food and good Mexican food. But we do live kind of close to Italy, so I'm hoping I can get Italian food soon. Crossing our fingers. What would you miss if you went back to America? Oh my gosh, so many things. I want to make a whole video about this, but I've already written down things. A few of the things that I would miss is the opportunity to travel, although we can't travel right now, sadly. The history here and the way of life here is just something that I think I would miss. I really like it here. I really like Europe in general. Jake and I talk about living in different European countries all the time once he retires, but that won't be for a very long time. So yeah, I'll miss a lot about living here, but I definitely plan on making a whole video about that. So if you're interested, like this video so I know that I should make that video. Has it been hard on y'all's relationship? No. I think we're both very much in sync here. I feel like we are on the same page with a lot more things now that we're here and we're away from family, and we're really relying on each other, and we've quarantined a lot together. So I really think that we've just grown closer living overseas. I mean, obviously there are hardships with moving overseas and just being in the military life in general on relationships, but I think with every hardship, it's brought us closer together. So kind of cheesy, but true. How have you made friends? It's a lot easier here because we are basically like living on post in a community with a lot of military families, all military families. So that's really nice because we have people who are going through the same situations as us, and that's how we've made a lot of friends. Yeah, just like people that Jake works with and stuff. My best advice with making friends is, I'm really bad at it, so this is the best I can offer, but say yes to more things. So I guess some things that I wish I had told myself when I first got here. Say yes to more things. Enjoy spending time with people, because once you're in quarantine and stuff, you're gonna wish that you had said yes to like every single opportunity that came across to like hang out with people, and reach out to people that you know of here, like where you live, and just like shoot your shot, you know, because you never know. Invite people to stuff and just see how things go, because if you don't end up being friends, there's like plenty of other people around, you know, and you can always remain civil and like be nice to each other. You don't have to be best friends, you know. How did you adjust to the time change? So we were blessed enough to have a 2-week quarantine once we got here, so that really helped because Jake didn't have to go anywhere, I didn't have to go anywhere for 2 weeks, so we basically had a whole 2 weeks to adjust to the time change. So that's not really a fair question to say it like that, because not everybody does that, but whenever I used to visit him all the time in Germany when I lived in the States, just try your best to stay up or go to sleep early, or like try your best to start right off the bat adjusting to the time change. Don't just go with how you feel, because you're never gonna get used to it if you don't push yourself to try and get used to it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. What is one thing that's noticeably different from there versus the US? So a lot, but I have a couple videos on that, and if you want to see that, check those out. I want to say here, I think it's here. If not, it's over there, but I think it's here. I have a couple of videos on that, but one big difference is that people don't just like have chit chat talks with strangers. Like a lot of people, whenever you go into grocery stores and stuff, you don't have to speak to anyone. Like when you need to get around somebody, like you just kind of go around them and they just like move around. Like you don't have to say excuse me. No one says excuse me to me. I mean, I don't know if that's like just because we're American and it's obvious and just people don't talk to us, but I never have to speak to anyone when I'm out. Like a lot of people, they don't do small talk kind of situation. So there's that. And obviously the language barrier is a big, huge difference, but that's kind of obvious, you know? Do you want to move back to the US? Are you happy there? I am so happy here. We are in COVID times and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. If you wanna know more, look up Germany during COVID and you'll see why it kind of sucks, but I love it here. If COVID wasn't a thing, I would want to live here forever. Maybe not Germany, but in Europe forever. I really love Europe. I think that people should visit overseas places to get kind of an idea of how other people do things. I feel like my mindset on life and just like how I feel about certain things has changed dramatically while living here, and I really like it. I like the people, I like the environment, I like the history, I like a lot of things about living overseas. The one thing that I wish I could change is having my family and friends here. If my family and friends lived here, I could live here forever. Forever and ever. But we will be moving back to the US. Like I said, we are here with the military, so they don't just say here, go here and just stay there forever. That's not how it works. So they kind of tell us where to go and we just go where they tell us. And the last question that I have is, which countries are you allowed to travel to right now during the pandemic? None. We have traveled back to the US, and that was during Christmas, and then we came back here. And for us specifically, we are not supposed to leave Germany. So sad. So yeah, that is everything. If y'all have more questions, please leave them down in the comments down below. I love answering questions about living overseas. I have lots of videos about it, so I will put some playlists and things like that. Actually, I'll put them down in the description box so that they're always there. You don't have to find the minute or second in the video that it'll pop up in a card. But yeah, I make a lot of different videos about living overseas, but my main focus for this channel is military life, but also life within it, but without like focusing on just military. So like how we moved overseas and what we're experiencing with that. And I want to help as many people as I can out with this military life, because I know it is a crazy ride, but it's so worth it. I really hope to be a positive light for people who are doing what we're doing, either military life in general, moving overseas with the military, and things like that. So that's everything. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.